Imagine being offered incredible power, something you've always dreamed of, something that would make anyone stop and think, of course I would accept. Now imagine discovering, after accepting, that this power comes with a secret condition that throws everything into chaos. This is the provocation that guides our journey today. The theme is simple, yet terrifying. Would you take a power that ruins everything? The question seems absurd, but the more we think about it, the more we realize that the line between privilege and tragedy is much thinner than we believe. Have you ever considered the power of mind reading? Sounds incredible, right? Discovering what people really think of you, anticipating betrayals, negotiating anything by knowing the answer before the other person opens their mouth. But now imagine the consequences. You can't switch off. Every time you look at someone, thoughts invade your mind like incessant screams. You uncover secrets you'd rather never have heard. Discover that compliments were false, that people close to you harbor hidden grudges. Little by little, the gift becomes a prison, because silence, that sacred space of ignorance, disappears. And suddenly the question resonates, is this power worth it? What about invisibility? Everyone has imagined sneaking around unseen, discovering secrets, escaping dangerous situations, even playing pranks. But what if the condition was that every time you became invisible, you couldn't return for hours? And worse, your clothes wouldn't follow you. A power that seemed liberating suddenly becomes a permanent risk, leaving you vulnerable, trapped in situations that feel more like fate's traps. You become afraid to use it, but at the same time, the urge to explore is uncontrollable. Now consider the power of immortality. Who hasn't dreamed of living forever, escaping the fear of death, having unlimited time to learn, travel, and conquer? But here comes the cruel twist. You continue to live, but your body never stops aging. Decades turn into centuries, and you become a prisoner inside an increasingly fragile shell. Your bones ache, your mind remains alert, but with each passing year, your body slowly decays. The people you love disappear, the world changes, but you remain trapped under the burden of a power that seemed like life's greatest gift. The question arises, is this a blessing or its worst curse? What if you had the power to grant any wish, a snap of your fingers, and reality bends to you? But the hidden detail is that with every wish granted, someone somewhere loses something essential. You gain, but someone else pays the price. At first, you try to use it cautiously, but the temptation grows. A cure for someone you love causes tragedy for an unknown family. A fortune you've earned leads to the ruin of thousands. Suddenly, you become a god with a guilty conscience, torn between helping and destroying. And the weight of this power slowly crushes your sanity. There's also the power to stop time. A dream for many, to study without rushing, solve problems before they happen, escape imminent danger. But the cost? Every time you stop time, you age while the world stands still. Using the power to live a week in seconds means carrying an extra decade in your body. And so the dilemma arises. Would you rather live intensely and lose years of your life, or let the power rust for fear of using it? The decision has no simple answer, and that's precisely what turns fantasy into a nightmare. All these scenarios expose the same truth. Powers that seem irresistible hide dilemmas that reveal more about ourselves than about them. Because the true impact of a gift lies not in its raw ability, but in how it distorts choices, ethics, relationships, and identity itself. The power that ruins everything is not the one that destroys buildings or creates storms, but the one that silently devours the mind and heart of its bearer. Imagine yourself in this position, faced with an offer you can't refuse. The glitter of power is seductive, the promise is tempting. But you know there's a hidden clause, a dark price that can't be ignored. Would you accept anyway? Would you risk transforming your life and the lives of everyone around you for an experience you might never be able to control? This is where the deeper reflection comes in. Would you take a power that ruins everything? This isn't just a question about fiction, it's a metaphor for human choices. How often do we desire things without considering the consequences? How often do we dream of shortcuts that seem perfect, but can cost more than we imagine? Superpowers in this sense are merely exaggerated mirrors of our most intimate and dangerous desires. Now I want to hear from you. If you could choose only one of these powers, even knowing it would ruin everything, which would you choose? Would you rather hear everyone's thoughts, even if it destroyed your relationships? Live forever, but become a prisoner of a crumbling body? Shape reality, knowing that every wish destroys another life? Or stop time, paying with the most precious years of your existence? Write your choice in the comments and tell me why. And if this video made you laugh, think, or rethink what it truly means to have power, leave a like now. This helps the channel grow and shows that you want more absurd stories and unexpected reflections like this one. Subscribe so you don't miss the next videos, because we'll continue exploring other impossible scenarios, other improbable powers, and always with that touch of humor and criticism that transforms fantasy into something very close to reality. Ultimately, no matter how incredible superpowers seem, there will always be a price. And the real question isn't whether power is good or bad, but whether we're ready to deal with the consequences. After all, sometimes the greatest power is simply saying no. So I repeat the question, would you take a power that ruins everything? Think carefully, because the answer may reveal more about you than you realize.